Hello, this is Unlimited Splash, where we get better at Magic together through a new draft every day, and today I'm jumping into another draft of Secrets of Strixhaven. Let's go! 2 days ago, I put together a clean 7-0 run with Lorehold. Is that the black-white one? And then yesterday, no, Lorehold is the red-white one with Silverquill, right? And then with Lorehold yesterday, I put together a much less successful 3 wins, 3 loss run. So definitely hoping to go back to my trophying capabilities here. Okay, this is a mythic. Also, I'm interested in exploring something that's not white-based aggro if possible. Because this early in the format, I like to use my gems to just figure out what's good, what I like, what doesn't work so well for me. Okay, so what does this mythic do? I've seen it before, but I've never cast it. Exile cards in the top of your library until you exile cards with total mana value 4 or greater. You may cast any number of spells from among them without paying their mana cost, and it has Paradigm. I want to try out every card that has Paradigm on it. Look, it probably is not the pick. Okay, how good is this card actually? The thing is, you spend 7 mana to get a somewhat random 4 mana worth of stuff. Then the next turn, you're going to get 4 mana worth of stuff again. I'm just going to say maybe I'm supposed to take the Elite Interceptor, because I think that card has been really, really strong. But basically, this card takes 2 turns to pay you back for it, right? 7 mana for 4 mana, and then the next turn you get 8 mana out of it. So it's really on the 3rd turn that this pays you back, which is turn like 10 of the game or something. I would not be surprised if this card is not a highly winning card, let's just say. But I definitely want to try it out. A mythic rare with Paradigm? Yeah, I want to try it. This early in the set, I want to try it. I've been pretty impressed with the Joined Researchers. It definitely has a role in highly aggressive white decks, just because 2/2 first strike for 2 is pretty good. And when you put 1 counter on this guy, which you can do with, I don't know, Adventurous Eater, then you make it a 3/3 first striker. That's pretty good. I might just take Artistic Process, because it does go together with the Improvisation Capstone. But the thing is, taking a 5 mana sorcery, and I already have a 7 mana sorcery, both of them are double red, that does feel pretty constraining. So long story short, I think I'm actually going to go for Studious First Year here. The reason is, I think it could be really nice to ramp me up to the Improvisation Capstone, and I've seen people do pretty awesome stuff in like the teamer space. I'm at a point in the set where I think I am willing to try not just going with one of the 2 color pairs. So let's see how this goes. I mean, here's an Elite Interceptor, though. I think this card is really, really good. I said this in my video yesterday. I probably said it in the video the day before. This card has been playing out great for me. The thing is, with 1-drops, usually you don't want to draw them in the late game, but this is a card that you want to draw in the early game, and you also want to draw in the late game because it helps you push damage and replaces itself. So I've been very impressed by the Elite Interceptor. Very possible I should just take it here. But let's see, there's an Abrade, which I think is probably fine in the format. I mean, Abrade's good. Abrade's just a good magic card every time it shows up. There's a Prismari Charm. Could be an interesting thing to take if I think I might go Teamer. I actually don't think I've cast one of these yet. It can bounce, ping some things, survey, draw a card. There's also Ancestral Anger, which is, don't just think this card is a meme. This card is really good. I could also go for the Witherbloom Charm. I think I'm going to lean towards Prismari Charm just because I'm not getting married to doing a Teamer or something, but you know, I think it could be one direction that we could go, and I have not gotten to play anything in the Teamer or Prismari space yet in the format, period. And that's like my favorite place. That's where I live. That is where I eat and live. So here I'm just going to take a Saner. This card seems to play out really well. I got beat by 2 Prismari decks yesterday, and one of them beat me by just totally shutting down all of my attacks with the Saner. I mean, I just like was sitting there with a 3/3 staring at this guy and just not sure what exactly I was supposed to do. There is also a Studious First Year. So Studious First Year is probably the better card. I don't know. Do I actually just take the Studious First Year? And maybe I'm going base green-blue, splashing for the red potentially. It's kind of interesting. I mean, I think you just take Studious First Year if you can, to be honest. Let's follow signals. I'm dreaming too much about what my deck could become, which is something I like to do as a drafter, but let's focus on the here and now. And the here and now is we got past a Saner and a Studious First Year, which suggests something in the Teamer space is open. Now we just have to figure out what it is. I think Fractal Tender is very good. I played with this at pre-release. I haven't actually seen it appear in any draft since then, so just purely based on what I saw at pre-release, I thought this card was really good. So it's a 3/3 for 5, Ward 2 and Increment. And at the beginning of each end step, if you put a counter on it, make it 0/0. The thing is, you probably get to increment it. You play it turn 5, or if you have Studious First Years, maybe turn 4. Turn 6, you have access to 4+ mana, 5+, 6+ mana, meaning you get to increment it very likely. And because of the ward, it will probably survive until the next turn for you to get to increment it. And at that point, it is a 4/4 plus a 3/3 for 5 mana, which is an incredible deal. Do I dare take Zaphi and the Tempest? This guy shut down my white aggro deck yesterday in a very impressive way. Or was that actually, that might have been a late night draft that I didn't record. But basically, I saw this card shut me down when I was in aggro deck. Once during each of your turns, you can cast an instant or sorcery from your hand without paying its mana cost. I mean, I want to live that dream. I probably am supposed to take a Banishing Betrayal or Run Behind, or Ancestral Anger, or Storm Carved Coast, I mean. But yeah, I mean, very possibly I'm supposed to take these cards. I called out these cards as very likely to be underdrafted in my underdrafted predictions video. But you know what, this early in the format, I want to take the splashy rare and just see what happens. I'm not anticipating that this card is actually very good, but check it out. Now we're actually definitely leaning back in the Simic space, right? Because now we got a Cuboid Colony. We just saw some good blue commons. Now we see, honestly, I think these are good green commons and a Simic common. So I'm going to go ahead and take the Cuboid Colony. I definitely want to be primary green with my double Studious First Years. Okay, what's going on? People, everyone, what's going on? I'll take Fields of Strife. Like, no, actually, I could take the Zealous Lorecaster. That could actually be pretty good in my deck, right? When it enters, return an instant or sorcery from your graveyard to your hand. I can like bring back a removal spell or something. I could also take the Strife Knight, but I don't think that's the deck that I'm doing. But look, we just saw Simic and Prismari, and now we see Boros and some black. I don't know what's going on. But in the early format, signals are always a mess because no one really knows what's good yet. This card is so feast or famine. It's either great or it's terrible. I have no idea. I think Potioner's Trove can do a really good job of just keeping you alive. But I think I'm just going to go for the Tome Blast here. Probably early interaction is crucial in these decks. That's my guess. Although I will say, am I not primary Simic? So maybe I do just need the splashing. Maybe I do just need the ability to splash. And I do think this may end up being a card that we tend to under evaluate. Okay, now there's an Ajani's Response. I don't really want to go in the 4-color direction. Yeah, I'm kind of a mess of Teamer at the moment. Perhaps I take Seize the Spoils. I'm guessing this card's not going to be good, but making a treasure token can only be so bad. How do I think about a 3/3 flying that surveils 2 when it enters? Actually not terrible, right? Okay, very happy to see Terramorphic Expanse. I don't anticipate the Growth Curve is worth playing. Seems really, really hard to play that and survive. And then I'll take an Unsubtle Mockery. So we're in some Teamer mess. I'll pass the Stone Docent, put someone into white. I'm actually very interested. And then we last pick a white card. What's going on here? I'm actually very interested in seeing if I can make Teamer work. Honestly, Spectacle Summit would be pretty nice for me. I'm actually interested in the thing is, Studious First Year was my main pull into green, but then I did also see a Cuboid Colony. Maybe blue. No, blue is definitely open. Okay, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Okay, when one of our cards leave your graveyard. So this is a Boros Build-Around card. So we cannot do that today. But someone pointed out to me after my last video that this is like one of the major pulls into Lorehold. So worth keeping an eye on. But this is not the turn for that. It enters prepared when you cast an instant sorcery, copy it. I do want to live that dream. I will admit it. Honestly, I think I'll just go for the Sloth. Imagine Studious First Year turn 1, turn 2 Rampant Growth, turn 3 Sloth. I feel like 4-drop is a sweet spot in my deck. So maybe I'll just go for the Sloth. I mean, I wouldn't hate the Spectacle Summit. But let's just go for the Sloth. I actually have really been wanting to play with this card because this type of card is typically quite good, and I want to know if it is in this format. I think Emil is good. This card can just keep making the creatures. I didn't realize when I first saw it, you can just keep making creatures. It's not like a prepared thing where it just happens once. You can just make a creature every turn. But okay, I'm definitely going to take the 6/6. At pre-release, someone did this to me. I kind of thought this card was like, well, you do need something to copy, I guess, and they can blow you out. But my opponent was scared of my me having untapped lands, so he did the genius move of just copying his land. You can actually just copy a land with this thing. So imagine doing this on turn 4. Or on turn 3, I mean, after a Studious First Year has a Rampant Growth queue up. Yeah, that sounds pretty good to me. All right, copying your land. I was like, oh my goodness, I'm out. I'm out of this game. I actually think I went on to win the game, but it was a lot harder than if he hadn't found that nice little line. Okay, increment for a 1/1. At the beginning of combat on your turn, you may pay X and move counters from this guy onto a creature. Seems good. I think that seems good. I kind of want the Topiary Lecturer. This type of card tends to be okay. Like just okay. We had pretty, not increment obviously, but very similar to this card in Ninja Turtles, and it was like fine. I think it started out underappreciated, at least by me, and I think by the data, and then ended up being perfectly fine. Okay, this is some copy, some instant or sorcery, not usually something that you get to do in limited. Elite Interceptor, again, don't sleep on this card, people. I think it's really good. I'm going to call it right now. I think Elite Interceptor is really, really good. Okay, hello Putrid Leech. What the heck? I somehow never even noticed that they put a Putrid Leech variant in here. Not really, because you have to pay mana to do it. Putrid Leech was, I played in that format. What a warping card. I think I want this more than I want the Graphalon. I think I'll just pick up this Biomancer. Not that I think it's a great card, but I think having 2-drop seems pretty good in limited. That's my hot take. Let's see, I could take a Fields of Strife. I really don't think Fractal Anomaly, I don't know, could I do a Fractal Anomaly build around? It's just that it's going to be dead in your hand so often. Maybe red is somewhere I should be leaning a little bit more. Should I take the Tome Blast? Am I just like a primary red-green deck with a blue splash? Unclear. Okay, I think I'll just take another 2/2 for 2. Not a good card, but if you're doing this green-based stats thing, I do believe that you really want to actually put stats on the board. That's like an important part of the game plan. And let's go for a Hydro Channeler here. An important part of the game plan is to actually be first on the board with your stats. There's nothing that feels worse than playing a green-based statsy deck and then just getting run over by a white weenie deck. And I feel like that can definitely happen in this format. So here it's between the Tenured Concoctor, which I think is probably perfectly fine, versus Run Behind, which I know is a strong card. I think I want as much interaction as I can possibly get, so I'm going to take the Run Behind. Maybe not as much as I can possibly get, but oh, what is going on? Isn't this card amazing? And this is 8th pick. Yeah, I don't think that should be here. I'm definitely taking it over Quandrix Charm, and now we're just ramping our way, and we wield Spectacle Summit. Also wielding some, I think, strong white-based aggressive cards, which is really interesting. Again, a little confused about what's going on at this table. That doesn't mean I'm right and everyone else is wrong. Not by a long shot. But yeah, now we've pretty much settled straight into Simic. So I'm probably going to cut the Unsubtle Mockery. I do want to play the Improvisation Capstone if that's possible. Just going to try to consolidate so you can see everything that's going on here. Probably not going to play this, and I'll put this over here, and then I'll take a Fields of Strife, I guess, just in case. Highly doubt I'm going to want to play that, but just in case. I suppose it could be if I open the best white card ever printed. Okay, there's Mozio. When it enters, make a 1/1. When it attacks, gain 1. And this is a 2/1 flying for 3, so it is understated. If you gained life this turn, return a creature with mana value X or less, or X is the amount of life you gained. Seems like an extremely strong card, but not for the deck that I'm playing. The other card I'm looking at is definitely Flow State. Now, I don't have that many instants and sorceries. To be quite honest with you, I'm probably not playing Prismari Charm. So I would go for, maybe it's just like Run Behind, Improvisation Capstone, Fractal Tender. Or no, not sorry, not Fractal Tender. I mean Applied Geometry. I could take Flow State. I think I could just take the dual land. I'll take Flow State. I'll take Flow State. I think this card's so strong. The Duelist, what do I think about you? I mean, I'm not going to play it. I just want to know what this card does. Draw a card. Each player loses 1 life on entry. When you cast an instant or sorcery that targets a creature, exile a creature and bring it back at the beginning of the next sunset. That's cool. Well, I'm going to be taking, not that. I'm going to be taking the Mana War. Obviously, I want the Studious First here, but apparently we can just wheel those. So maybe I'll just take the Matter Bending Mage. I mean, Mana War is such a good card. This card is just always good in every single set. I'm just going to take it. I think with my triple Studious First here, I am going to play the Improvisation Capstone. Okay, we do have a TAM and a Flow State, but Birdo, what do you do? 1/4 for 4 increment. When 1 or more +1/+1 counters are put on it, add 1 mana of any color. Oh, but then tap and make a fractal. I was like, that does not seem good. I was hoping for something a little more pushed in the set where every card is amazing. And then I read the last ability. X, tap, make an XX. Yeah, someone played this against me, didn't they? It's the one where they were, yeah, someone played this against me. Okay. And I'll just go ahead and take that. Obviously, that's exactly what I'm trying to do here. So very happy to see that card. I could take a Run Behind, and I may want to. I wouldn't hate the Spectacular Skywill. Also, Deduce would be good. It's possible I just don't play this Flow State, though. It's actually, I think I just don't play the Flow State. I probably should have just taken the Dual Land, or whatever else it was. But yeah, here I'll just take a Run Behind. I really do want interaction. And I'm probably not playing Potioner's Trove either. I think I just have good enough fixing without it. Another Elite Interceptor. Oh man, I'm crying thinking about the white-based aggro deck that I could have had with the triple Elite Interceptors. I could take another Flow State, but I just don't think that's it. I think I'll take a Wild Hypothesis. This seems like a good card when I just have so many studious first years studying how to be awesome. And okay, I could take a Potioner's Trove. Oh, you know what? I can play Potioner's Trove and also the Archaic if I want to. And this could be 4. It could happen for 4, potentially. I don't think I can play Lumerets. I might just play Quick Study, honestly. It's better for me than the Flow card, because I'm not going to have that many instants in the graveyard. I guess I could play Spellbook Seeker as well. Again, 4 is the magic number. 4-drop is quite good for me. Another Studious First Year. Do I want that over Orisa, over the Concoctor? I think so. Like, it lets me just play an Unreal top end. So maybe I just don't even play these 2-drops, because every game I'm just trying to play Studious First Year and Rampant Growth. And I just build my deck with that assumption. Wow, we really can just wheel the dual lanes. Awesome. I do think Sneering Shade Writer, I like this card. I also like the Shade Lock quite a lot. Maybe Tenured Concoctor is not as good as I've been giving it credit for. I thought that card was good. Johnny's Response, I also think this card is I predicted that this card would be underdrafted. I think this card is currently being underdrafted right before our very eyes. Here, I will take the Spellbook Seeker and maybe not play it. Maybe instead I would play Muse's Encouragement, Prismari Charm. Okay, maybe I'll play both of them. Maybe I'll play the other Spellbook Seeker as well. Put Wilt in the Heat in the sideboard, and Divergent Equation. Yeah, I mean, maybe Rearing Embermare is actually a better investment for me. Okay, so this is my first venture into Temur. I don't know how it's going, to be honest. I have some power in this deck, and I do have quadruple Studious First Year. We'll see. We'll see. I mean, I have I have an ample top end, so there is a lot of power packed into my deck. I don't think that I really got there on the early interaction. I definitely want to be a very forest slanted mana base. So like 8, 9, 10 green sources, but I want 8 green sources that come in untapped to always hit Studious First Year. And then we're very 4-drop heavy, but let's give ourselves a little credit here. Most of those are not 4-drops. So basically the Studious First Year is like a 1-drop that also makes a 2-drop. So we have like 7 things to do on turn 2, which is a perfectly respectable number. If we don't find a Studious First Year, yeah, we're going to be slow. I think the Lorecaster, Improvisation, Capstone. Now we actually do need a second red because we need to hit the double red to play Improvisation Capstone. So maybe I don't play the Spellbook Seeker and I do actually play that Potioner's Trove. But I really don't have that many instants and sorceries to make this good with. I think I still want to try it. Okay, let's see how this goes. This is 14, 15, 16, 17. Yeah, let's see how this goes. I have a substantial top end and I have a lot of ramp. What I don't have is as much interaction as I would have liked and not that many individually powerful cards, although I do have some. Okay, I guess this is the issue with playing 4 Studious First Years, is that you can draw all of them in your opening hand. I kind of want to play it, I guess. It can ramp me into Emil. This is so funny. This is my value obsession and Simic ramp obsession just distilled into one ridiculous scenario. Getting the freaking triple Studious First Year opener. That's so funny. Well, I'm going to go for a Forest because I want to get all these Studious First Years out of my hand. Yeah, maybe I didn't put in quite enough to do with my mana. I don't know. I think it was implausible that I would draw so many Studious First Years. All right. So this thing, draw a card and costs 1 less for each page counter. So they're just going to get to draw infinite cards. That's cool for them. All right, I'm going to play a Studious First Year. I'm going to ramp off of the Studious First Year into a mountain. And then I'm going to play an untapped island. All right. Okay. This is so funny. And I can do another Studious First Year next turn. Yeah, okay. Well, this is my style of Magic. I don't know if it's going to be any good. I suspect it's not. Oh, we're Tome Blasting a Studious First Year, flashing back the Tome Blast, getting double page counter. All right. I see where this is headed. So, oh, rats. I can't play a Studious First Year and Emil this turn. So maybe it's time for Emil, Hydro Channeler, and Paradox Garden. That sounds right. Okay, so I'm going to play the Hydro Channeler first because they are representing Essence Scatter. Then I'll play Emil even though they're representing Essence Scatter still. And then I'll play a Paradox Gardens. And now Emil can start making 4/4s. That's pretty good. Unless they kill it, which I think is very likely. Add 1 mana of any color is really nice. I love the flick. I love the filtering here. Yeah, well now I'm out of gas already. Rats. Okay. So in with both little 1/1s. I do have them at 15, but I'm completely out of gas. All right, go ahead and play a land. And yeah, I may as well Rampant Growth rather than, and I will get the second red rather than trying to Surveil. Well, now I can play anything. If I draw my Paradigm spell, I'm happy. I don't know. I probably should have mulliganed the triple Studious First Year hand. I just couldn't really help myself. Are they going to flash back their Tome Blast? Okay, maybe the Muldrifter instead of the third Studious First Year. No, another land. You're kidding me. When you cast your third spell each turn, it becomes prepared. Youch. I'm just completely out of gas. No, I overloaded it here. I overloaded my draft with Studious First Years. I was hoping to get more green-based stats. Maybe it was just supposed to be Prismari. I was definitely hoping to get more stat. Because I'm not really giving them anything to answer. I only had one threat this whole game so far. And now they're just absolutely filling their hand with Diary of Dreams. Yep, good for them. Okay. All right, I will surveil. At least I get to do a bunch of surveilling. Oh my goodness. All right. Matter Bending Mage? Sure, I guess so. Why not? I'll attempt this. Attempt to bounce their Meritus of Conflict. I don't really expect this to work, but we'll see. Do they have the Shore Up variant? No, okay. The Surveil lanes are looking pretty good here, right? Well, I actually got some damage in. I wonder if they have deal 3 to everything. That's kind of what this feels like. There's no Ravenous Rats in their colors. Okay, they get to draw a card. I wonder if they're trying to go off with Emeritus of Conflict now. But they would need to quadruple spell. Or no, triple spell and then play, yeah, triple spell and then play Lightning Bolt. Well, we'll see what they've got for me. 1 damage to 2 targets. Yep, makes sense. Goodbye, Studious First Years. You did your job. You did your job. I really want to land my Eternal spell. That's what I really want. All right, down comes Emeritus of Conflict. I assume it's going to get prepared. Wow, it has First Strike as well. That's really unfortunate for me. I guess I could put Cuboid Colony on top. Go ahead and play that. Bouncy Emeritus. Get an increment. Attack with some creatures. I just wish I had some like more stats in my deck, right? That's kind of the issue. Oh, they put it on the bottom. Interesting. I would have expected they put it on the top. Okay. I assume they have some pretty good stuff to do. They've been playing it pretty coy here. Okay, yeah. I was wondering if it would be 3 damage to each creature. So 2 damage to each creature is actually better than I was expecting. Better for me than I was expecting. All right. Transcendent Archaic. I don't hate it. So I'll go ahead and draw 3. Okay, discard 2 cards, sure. That's too bad that I can't play the Sloth in the same turn. That's kind of what I was hoping for, the Sloth. Okay, you have the 5/7, interesting, okay. And you get to play something from your hand. Okay, well, sure. Yeah, I ramped up, but then I didn't do anything. Maybe I just should have mulliganed when I saw 3 Studious First Years. I couldn't help myself. My opponent, I'm closer to decking than my opponent is somehow. That's unfortunate. And they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cards in their hand. Unreal. Another studious first year. Okay, maybe I don't need quite so many studious first years next time. I'll be honest, I think I might have overdone it on the studious first years. I have almost every land out of my deck. That's so funny. Okay, then. Well, they do have some stuff to answer, but unfortunately they have 8 cards to answer it with, and 8 mana plus the ability to draw a card every turn plus the ability to play a spell for free every turn. Okay. So I need more of a top end, right? What we learned is I don't have enough expensive cards in my deck. I think we can go to the next game. I don't think we need to see how the rest of this one plays out. All right, a classic 0-1. Let's see if we can pack some more top end into our deck. Maybe another Spellbook Seeker. Take out the Potioner's Trove. What else can I put in that's big? Maybe I could put in the Rearing Embermare actually instead of the Spellbook Seeker, perhaps. Something like that. That could have been helpful. Something to just deal more damage sooner. Can try something like that. Take out a do nothing mana rock, put in a 4/5 haste. Oh, that sounds like a little more activity. Okay, this is not a keepable hand. You can't keep a hand where your only play is quick study. You're missing one of your main colors. Yeah, that's not gonna happen. Oh, but a hand with a studious first year. Don't mind if I do. Maybe I just cut Terramorphic. Maybe I just put back the run behind because I have a matter bending mage. The mana are very awkward here. Yeah, maybe I put back Terramorphic. Because I have a studious first year. Who needs Terramorphic Expanse? Okay, all right. So now I can actually Rampant Growth. If they kill studious first year, I actually don't hate it. I mean, it's not good for me, but... The question is, do I Rampant Growth for a island or a mountain? Okay, so what do? A menace creature that when you cast an instant or sorcery spell, you put a +1/+1 counter on it. Wow. I'm sorry, what? And when you cast an instant or sorcery, you put a +1/+1 counter on it? Okay, with menace. For 2. Okay, all right. If 5 or more mana was spent to cast it at an amount of mana equal to this creature's power. Well, that's a somewhat good magic card. All right, well, I'm going to go ahead and just grab Mountain, I guess. Why the heck not? Let's just set ourselves up for success. So, I mean, Run Behind and Matter Bending Mage are very good against that card, at least. So, don't hate that. I don't hate that. Okay, they don't have an instant or sorcery to play. Again, I say, don't hate that. I don't know. What does this mean? Kill spell, counter spell. They could have Essence Scatter. They could have their own Run Behind. Kind of want them to invest in this guy before I try to bounce it. And I also want my bounce to resolve. So let's go ahead and get this Essence Scattered, and we can keep the Matter Bending Mage as something that we can cast later on. They're picking which counter they should play. Now I have them read for 2 counters because this is taking thought. Essence Scatter. Okay, so they have another Essence Scatter, perhaps? All right, so we baited the Essence Scatter that we knew they had out of their hand. I mean, I thought it may also just be a kill spell. They might have both. Okay, I think now I just play the Embermare and we see if it's good. And then I have a Run Behind plus a Matter Bending Mage for the race. I could have tried to bounce their Paint Mage to not let them have the mana advantage. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I swear there's a glitch where the dog just like pants endlessly. This never used to happen, but now it pants for like 3 minutes on end. You have to click it to make it stop. I'm probably gonna have to switch my companion. Down comes their studious first year. All right, I don't hate it. I don't hate this at all. Bonk, bonk. All right. Oh, I like quick study, actually. Well, let's see if this resolves. Nice. So I'll go ahead and bounce that guy. Next, I'll attack with both. I still think I'm the beatdown. I have a Run Behind and a 2/2 blocker. Oh, I thought they would have something as an instant. Okay, well, I don't mind that the only thing they did with their turn cycle was a Studious First here, but it kind of looks board wipey, doesn't it? Does it? Not necessarily, actually. I think I'm not too scared. Are they going to Rampant Growth? So they're 1, 2, 3, 4 color deck. Interesting. Yeah, maybe I didn't get splashy enough with it, given that I had 4 Studious First Years. Maybe I should have gotten more splashy and tried to be 4 colors. I do think that's genuinely possible. What? They're all 5 colors? All 5 big ones. Okay, then. All right, then. I hear you. 5 color deck. Absolutely, I just take it. No questions asked. I do not. I really think I'm the beatdown. I don't know what's happening here. We both think we're the beatdown. Oh, that's kind of cool. Can I resolve this guy? That would be nice. Let's see if it happens. I didn't think that they had a counter spell. Let's go ahead and bounce that. Okay, Zaphi, you're earning your keep. I was very skeptical that you would be a good card, but that was pretty sweet what you just did for me. I'm scared to see what all these splashes are for. Something very powerful. Is there like a 5 color payoff that they could have here? I can't think. If there is one in the set, I can't think of what it is. There must be. There's the, like, if you paid different colors for things, they could do 6 damage or something like that. Well, we'll see. Is Zaphi getting bounced? Getting killed. Okay, and you gain 1. All right. Oh, nice. Fractal Tender. Okay, I'm just going to attack with everything. I mean, the Paint Mage could kill my Studious First Year, but I think that's okay. It lets me push damage through. So they're making a very value-oriented block, which is really interesting. Not, like, trying to minimize damage. I do think that's interesting. Well, I'll go ahead and play the Fractal Tender. I don't think I'm inclined to play out that land. I wonder what's in their hand. It looks really awkward. Is it, like, cards with double pip costs? Draw 3? Okay. You do still have to represent something on the board, but now they have 4 colors of mana, probably drew another land. So now they have 5 mana across all 5 colors, 1 of each. They could play 1 of each color for something here. But they need to represent 2 blockers or kill 2 creatures, right? Every one of my creatures is a lethal attacker, and they only have 1 blocker. I think the Embermare is good. It's way better than the random Mana Rock would have been, so I'm feeling good about that move. Yeah, playing the Mana Rock was probably just an obvious mistake from the beginning. Goblin Glass, right? That's a blocker. That is a blocker. But you cannot craft with pride. It requires the knowledge of red magic. Okay, Berta. Yeah, just attack with everything. They probably cannot double block Fractal Tender. I mean, it's a clear just attack with everything. I could have incremented the Fractal Tender, I guess. I just don't think they're going to be double blocking. I guess they could have instant speed life gain. Would that punish me here? It would. Can they bounce? What are they doing? They can bounce everything? What are they doing? They highlighted everything. They only have 3 mana left. This guy is Ward 2. Oh, you gain 5 life. Okay, I'm punished for not incrementing first. Sure. I didn't know about instant speed you gain 5 life. I admit it. I'm new to this set. Okay, should have done that before combat. All right, end turn, make it 3-3. My opponent has a few problems to solve now, though. What do you do? Oh, 7/7 and a land. All right, looks like we got there. I could wild hypothesis for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. For 7, it's cool. Make a 7/7 surveil 2. Yeah, Doesn't feel like my best work ever, but you know what? 1-1, it could be worse. It could be worse. On to the next one. It has a Studious First Year. I'm happy with it. If there's a Studious First Year in my hand, then I'm winning, right? Right? Something like that. I'm on the draw, so they could kill my Studious First Year, but I can actually fix my mana anyways. Yeah, Studious First Year is pretty good. Pretty good to always have a Rampant Growth, right? Okay, play a mountain, growth my way up to an island, and now we actually can play Spellbook Seeker 1 turn ahead of curve. And if I can draw another land, I can play Rearing Embermare ahead of curve. Yeah, it's pretty sweet. Go ahead and play a land next, attack. Now I could just keep growthing, but I think let's go for this guy. It would be nice to be able to play the Rearing Embermare. I could have played... No, I didn't have the double green, so I couldn't have Terramorphic and first year and, right, cracked the Terramorphic Expanse. Draw 2, discard 2. I don't know if that's nice. I can't play this from my hand because I have a copy in exile. That's an interesting thing with Zaphi. You can't play your prepared spells off of Zaphi. Just something to be aware of. I'm not a judge, but that's how it looks to me. Sorry, I'm trying to play the Rearing Embermare. Is that better? I think so, right? Let's just beat down. Attack, attack. Trying to just get some damage in. I mean, I guess it would be nice to play Zaphi next turn, but I'm not even sure I can do that if I Studious first year, because I would still need to draw an untapped land. Whereas next turn, my plan can be something like Studious first year, Terramorphic, Rampant Growth, and then play Zaphi the turn after. And then if I flood out, I can, you know, Spellbook Seeker. See, everyone was on my case for not liking this card. Thinking it will probably be overdrafted. Not just not liking it, but thinking it will probably be overdrafted. Look, they spent their whole turn, dealing with a card that had already dealt them 4 damage the previous turn. That's why I don't like that card as much as most of you like that card. You can disagree with me. That's 100% a-okay. That's within your right. But it's not obvious that I'm wrong, that that card is worse than a lot of people think it is. The opponent just went down to 11 because Wander Off is so expensive. Probably just staring at a Wander Off in their hand while that happened to them. Now, do I even play out the Terramorphic? I might just Careful Study here. Draw 2 and discard the worst 2. And maybe I get an untapped land. And maybe I get something for Zaphi when it lands. Like, playing Zaphi... Basically, I don't really want them to make me discard my Zaphi. Let's go ahead and Carefully Study. I only have 1 card to discard that I don't like. But yeah, this seems good. I'd rather have the Fractal Tender. I like this. I'm not trying to be harsh on anyone, but people were, like, emphatic that Wander Off is, like, not better than most people think it is. I think it's probably going to be fine, but I think people look at this and they think it's, like, amazing, right? Okay, enough said. I'll stop harping on that. If you're picking it around the middle of the pack, I think you're doing the right thing, in my view. And I think that's supported by the data on times that that card has been printed. Specifically Grafkill. Could play out better or worse in this format. I think it's playing out about the same so far. This card seems so slow and so dirtily to me. I might just chump. I don't think this guy's ever getting in for damage. Might as well just preserve my life total and try to deny them strong counterplay. All right, down comes Abigail. It would be a blocker, except for one thing. I don't really want to lose my Emil. Do I just Studious first here and Rampant Growth? That's kind of tempting. I think I just attack with the Seeker. Maybe I wasn't supposed to throw away all those lands? I don't know. Was that wrong of me to do? Kind of want to run out the Fractal Tender and try to draw something chunky. Interesting. I actually think I want the mana. It sounds really funny, but I actually think I want the mana. I think I'm being kind of held back by not having the mana. Because if I can draw an untapped land, now I can Fractal Tender and Rampant Growth, which is not like they trigger each other. But, you know, I can also Zaphi. I can also Emil in Rampant Growth. Make a 3/3. And I have the opponent pretty darn low at this point. So I don't feel like I need to add to the board right now. If I had like a 4/4 or a 5/5 to play, I would. But Fractal Tender is going to stay a 3/3 until I can hit 7 lands. So I kind of want to set it up so that the turn after I play Fractal Tender, I'm definitely going to get to play Zaphi. So if I draw a land here, I could do that. Okay, so Abigail lets you put counters on stuff. Okay, so now you have a blocker. Well, that's a little unfortunate for me. I would love to draw a good instant or sorcery. Again, I think I'm just going to chump with the unprepared one. The less prepared student. Dang, it's unfortunate that... Okay, but it just has vigilance this turn, but you can flash it back and give it vigilance again. Oh, no way. Not that card. Not that card. Can I get a bounce spell, please? That would be awesome. I'm playing a bunch. Oof. Well, this is just not very good for me. Well, I guess I can play Berta as a blocker. But now I'm definitely getting in trouble. I probably shouldn't have thrown away those lands. But at least I get to put a counter on Berta. And I'll add a color. Sure. I guess I get a blue here. Yeah. This is a little unfortunate. At least I have them at 4. So you can flicker a creature. You can flicker my blockers. Yeah, that's unfortunate for me. Dang, I want my bounce spells. I want my interaction. But I did say, like, I'm low on interaction. That's definitely a weakness of my deck. And now their synergies are fully online. Yeah, I probably made some wrong decisions around, like, what resources to keep and what resources to throw away. Maybe I was supposed to land the Fractal Tender earlier. Oh, you're going to bring that back? That's interesting to me, because it is going to make you lose another HP. That's kind of digging behavior, but I think you could just be trying to, like, stay stable. So you're going to go down to 3 off of that. So if you don't play another blocker, I can sneak through 3 damage. Like, I have lethal attacks. Okay, well, I'll take the 5. That's their last flying vigilance attack. Right? Their vigilance, their thing that was giving this vigilance is gone now. So I am looking at lethal attacks right now. So they need to do something. Killing Berta. It seems like maybe they can just kill Berta. I would love to draw an instant or sorcery so that I can play Zaphi and immediately fire off. That's when Zaphi is good, is if it lets you double spell. Otherwise, it's, like, terrible. Okay, so they have Destroy Target Creature. Yeah, this is better than the 4-mana one, I think. Oh, it's not a lethal attack because they always have this to block with. Youch! And now I cannot draw something good. Okay, so I could play Fractal Tender, make a little guy. They probably could just kill me next turn, though. That's the issue with all of this. I'm strongly suspecting that they can just kill me next turn. Yeah, just couldn't get an instant or sorcery that can interact with their stuff. No, I'm strongly guessing that I just lose here. Because they have 2 +1/+1s. All they need is 1 more +1/+1 that they haven't shown us yet. So it definitely looks like a lethal attack. So maybe I just hold back the info and look like I have something. Can't even attack. I guess I'll just look like I have a bounce spell and make them hesitant to commit all of their resources, but they have a lethal attack on me, very likely. They just need 1 more way of dealing damage. Oh, good for the opponent. I put them under a lot of pressure, but then I just couldn't empty my hand. But I probably just threw away too many lands. I probably was supposed to keep a land and throw something else away. Maybe I played Quick Study too quickly. Or not too Quick Study, the one where you draw 2 and discard 2. That was probably it. Well, let's see if they're hesitant to go for a lethal attack. That would be convenient for me, but I highly doubt it. If I'm them, I'm just going to try to crack in for lethal. Let's see if they have 1 more way of giving +1. That's the real question. So they chose not to flicker anything. Why not exile one of my creatures? Now, do you have a way of dealing the 1 extra damage? Maybe not? Oh, okay. But maybe they still could deal 1 damage to me. Well, that's kind of nice. Antiquity's on the loose, making 2 blockers. Oh, good for you. Good for you. Okay. That's unfortunate. Run behind. Okay then, my friends. So I can attack with everything because I can run behind your Abigail. Hold on, let's think for a second. I can run behind... Oh, do I have an exact lethal attack? This is dirty. So I play Zaphi. I run behind the Conciliator. Attack with everything. They block, 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 and take 3. This is dirty. Seeing my run behind here, how wonderful. What a beautiful vision to have a run behind right here. So I'll go ahead and play this. I'll bounce your Conciliator. Oh, man. Wow, 1 HP. Wow, this was fun. I don't think my deck is any good, but I'm definitely having fun. And isn't that what this is all about, my friends? Isn't this a game that's about having fun? All right. On to the next one. We are 2-1, just barely scrapping by with a far too greedy Simic into Teamer deck. Let's see if it can carry us to 3. You know, if I get a 4 wins, 3 losses, I'm going to be perfectly content. I definitely didn't draft my strongest assembly of cards here, so getting my gems back would be a victory. Well, this is not going to get my gems back for me, is it? So definitely going to be mulliganing this one. This is better. Do I actually just put back the Spectacle Summit? Or do I put back maybe one of the Studious first here? So play a Forest, ramp myself into red. So it's like play a Forest, play another Forest, ramp into probably blue, play the blue-red land and play a bounce. And then I want one more land for the Zealous Lorecaster, but I don't have anything to bring back yet. This seems about right, I guess. Studious first year is not so good after turn 1. Studious first years seem a lot worse in multiples. What I tried to do was to design my deck in such a way that always having a Studious first year on turn 1 would be really good for me. But I would say I didn't really manage to do that because I really wanted to have more of like that 4/4 sloth, like really good 4 drops. That's what I wanted. Really good 4 drops. And I didn't really see that. So I don't know. Someone else at the table was taking maybe like a good green-black deck around me. Although I definitely also saw some reasons to be green-black. Well, this is unfortunate. I'm not just going to play a Matter Bending Mage for no reason. I'm going to wait for them to invest mana in something. Hopefully get something that it takes 3 mana to recast. Okay. Put on this creature, draw a card, you say. That sounds rather powerful. Let's see if we can't bounce that one, shall we? In with this. And then I'm going to try to play Fractal Tender and then a run behind. One of the most annoying ways that someone could play Magic. Okay, all right. Ooh, a 4/5 haste, you say. All right, well, I'll do that one first. Just give them something to deal with. Bonk. All right. I do want to have the Fractal Tender down when I play Run Behind, but then the Zealous Lorecaster is going to be a nice one. Oh, okay then. Okay then, so... okay, all right. So, I think I play the Fractal Tender first, and then I'm going to try to arrange a double block. If I can play a land, then I can play Tester and then play Run Behind. And after they double block, I get to bounce one of their blockers. Is the hope. I just love this art. I love this card. I love this art. I always love these 4/4 for 4 cards that green gets. Oh, interesting. I'm still gonna try my plan. Does seem that they have a counter spell, definitely. They could have Force of Will. That's on the bonus sheet, or the whatever it's called. But so basically, it's not like I need this Embermare for anything. I think the increments are just worth the cost here. Like Veil double block, I bounce their Sloth. Oh, we're not even doing anything? Okay, sure. I really want to get a Run Behind in the graveyard though, because then I can play the Zealous Lorecaster next turn, double increment, etc. Okay. So probably I'll save Run Behind. I don't necessarily need it to resolve. At the beginning of each end step. So I would get the 3/3 in time to attack with it next turn. It's not just at the beginning of my end step. Unfortunately, I don't get priority in time to bounce the Professor. So they do get to draw a card here, and they have a Death Toucher. That's pretty annoying. Would I rather bounce the Death Toucher? Very possibly, yeah. Okay, I'll do that. I'll bounce the Death Toucher. Increment, 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 increment. Everyone increments. Thank you. Then I draw a card. Oh, that's kind of nice. I think I will play the lore caster. Basically, I think I actually get to attack with the team because the tender is going to increment. They could double block it, and then maybe they chump block here, but then they're taking 5. Oh, wait, hold on. Wait. What happened? Oh, no, I should have... Oh, I cast it after the beginning of the end step. Okay, that's something to not do. I was supposed to have an extra 3/3 here, and I just forgot. Nope, my bad. I was supposed to have a whole extra 3/3. Well, okay, that does change things. No, I made a mistake. That's a straight up blunder. I was supposed to have a whole extra 3/3, and in my mind, I just thought I had it, which would have made this attack way better. So if I do attack with everything now, they can kill the fractal tender. Dang, I was supposed to do that before we passed to the end step. I would have, I think, gotten that correct in paper, but on arena, I just didn't put a stop in time. So now if I attack with everything, suppose the sloths double block the tender. Yeah, I really want to get my 3/3. So I think I just attack with the Ember Mare. It's a strong enough attack anyways. And then Wild Hypothesis, remember, is going to make the 2/2 unblockable on a future turn, so I don't really want that to die right now. Dang, I should have a whole extra 3/3. That would have been a big game here. Okay, well, you know what? I spend my gems so you don't have to. That's definitely a lesson for you folks. This thing triggers at the beginning of the end step. So if you cast the spell that increments it on the end step, you miss your beginning of end step triggers. Pretty crucial information. Okay, who's getting tapped down? Maybe my 4/4. That would make sense. Okay, all right, sure. So I'll go ahead and play a land, and I'm just going to play a Wild Hypothesis for 6. That sounds pretty good to me. I think that sounds good, right? I do have a face-up run behind, so that could be better. Dang, missing that 3/3, I would have basically had a lethal attack, but okay, what's done is done. Is draw 2 cards and discard 2 cards good? I mean, hopefully I'm going to bounce or get rid of their reach creature, so yeah, I would say so. All right, I cannot pay anything, so I'll just go in for the unblockable. I could just attack with... No, so they have a 6/6 now. Yeah, them having a 6/6 is a little annoying. My board has a little bit of an advantage over theirs, but we're reaching one of those extremely grindy states, aren't we? And my run behind is face up, so they know exactly what they're playing around. That's a little unfortunate. Play this, draw 2. That's so funny. What happens if I just bounce their Fractal Mascot and attack with everything next turn? It's a difficult question. So... they can basically chump. Okay, they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 chump blockers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So at most they're taking 3 damage. Youch, that's too bad. I may have missed my window with that blunder. They get to increment and draw a card. They're nowhere near decking. Oh no, they have a blocker for my flyer now. Oh, dang. That's really bad for me. Okay, this game has entered a whole new era. Well, maybe I have some hope in moving counters onto other creatures and just attacking with only my 6/6s, basically. Tap 2 untapped creatures you control. This creature becomes prepared. Okay. Draw 3, then put 3 from your hand on top of your library in any order. Okay, so what I'm going to do is go to combat. Yeah, I don't think I can attack with everything. So one thing I could do is run behind on the 4/4, then make another 6/6, then attack with 3 6/6s. Run behind on the 6/6, I mean. Then attack with just 3 6/6s. That could be good. I assume I'm just going to get chump blocked if I do that. So I feel like offering the trade of 6/6s is pretty much just as good, or even better, actually. So, okay, I'll pay 2... I take the action. I think I'm sure I'm just going to get chump blocked. So I want to make another 6/6. Oh, if you put counters on this creature. So I can make another 3/3, actually. Is that worth doing? Well, I don't need to do it right now. I kind of just want to get a little more aggro with it. So I'll put the counters on this guy. Attack, attack. Lining up like double blocks is really hard for them because I have a face up run behind. This is pretty funny. I'm liking this a lot. Okay, that makes sense. This is exactly what I would have expected, but now we're getting attacks in every turn, right? I'll go to damage. That's a-okay by me. I get to keep a 6/6, and then I'll go ahead... No, not run behind. I'll go ahead and play Spellbook Seeker, and I increment on Tester of the Tangential. So basically, Tester can every turn move a counter onto Fractal Tender and make me an extra creature. That's what I've realized, which is really cool. As long as Tester survives. Fractal Tender doesn't need to be incremented to make the 3/3. It just needs to have a counter placed on it. But it might just be better to make a really big Spellbook Seeker and attack. Oh, you also have a run behind. Okay. I don't really actually want that card so badly, to be honest. Maybe a mistake to put it on the bottom, but... I think I have so many good draws in my deck. I want that 7 mana spell that lets you play a bunch of spells every turn. That's what I want. The Paradigm spell. I haven't even drawn it this whole event. Dang, I actually might have been able to push, not quite lethal, but put them in a really bad spot if I hadn't made that blunder with Fractal Tender. Yeah, that's really sad. Oh, gain a bunch of life. No way. Are you kidding me? You gain 5 life? No way. Oh, man. Well, that's so sad. And now you do get to be attacking. Yes, okay. I can always run behind that guy. Well, I think I'm just going to do a go wide strategy then. So I can be making 5/5s as well. 2 can play that game. Wow. What a silly set this is. Oh, I should have done it after combat because I would have gotten to increment the Tester. My bad. So I'll take this action and I'm going to move the counter to Fractal Tender and just get another 3/3, I guess. How silly. I don't have an attack with everything here, I don't think. Better to just make the 3/3. I want a bunch of X spells, but I would need 6 X spells to push lethal with Matter Bending Mage. So I don't think that's my path to victory either. What a game. I'm just sad that I screwed up Fractal Tender. Would have had an extra 3/3, would have been able to make an aggressive attack. And I was ahead of them for a long time, but clearly their late game is better than my late game. Clearly, they're now going to be doming me for 9 every turn. Yeah, it's over. It's over. I guess the only way out of this is if I draw my Paradigm spell and it somehow does amazing things for me. But I'm guessing that's not what's going to happen. I'm not going to play the run behind. Proctor's Gaze. Berta. I guess I'll play Berta and bounce one of their tokens, something like that. I don't know. How close can I get to actually pushing damage? It's hard to imagine. No, maybe I just go for moving a counter, making a 3/3. Oh, you know what I should have done? Oh, no, I would have lost some mana when the phase ended. Well, okay, let's actually just try building out our board. I'll go ahead and play Emil. It does give my creatures with +1/+1 counters trample, so that gives me some hope. Because, like, all of my creatures have +1/+1 counters. And end. But I'm nowhere near a lethal attack. Because they have 10 billion toughness. Yeah. Okay. Stream of Life. Okay, alright. Let's go to the next game. It's not happening for me. Yeah, I think screwing up Fractal Tender's trigger was the entire game. I think I would have put them on the back foot with that attack if I had correctly bounced their thing before the beginning of the end step. So that's worth knowing. I specifically read the card and double checked that it would work, but I didn't think about the fact that if I play it during the end step, I'm not going to get the beginning of end step trigger. So definitely a blunder by me. Spellbook Seeker feels bad. Why don't we play Unsubtle Mockery? I definitely feel like I'm too low in interaction, and I'm always having red like every game. I have no issue with hitting red mana, so. Okay, I can keep this. It's a little fragile, but I can definitely keep this. All right, Forest Studious first year. Turn 2, I'm going to go Rampant Growth, getting my red under me, and then I have just stuff to do. Another Embermare. I'm loving the Embermare. I called this out as a card that I thought could definitely end up underdrafted. I would not be surprised at all if that ends up being true. Not at all. Maybe I could have attacked earlier with Tramplers. No, I just do not think there were attacks. Once there was like one pivotal turn where I let them just like quadruple spell creatures. Once that happened, there was no more stuff really to be doing. Applied Geometry. So basically I can make a 7/7 Studious first year. That sounds pretty good to me. Make a 7/7. Or no, it's a 6/6. It's a 6/6. And it's going to have a Rampant Growth attached. Oh, that's kind of cool. I don't hate it. 6/6 for 4. That seems to be Green's specialty. And that's my first time playing an Applied Geometry in the set. Oh, you have Exile? Okay. Hey, maybe I need to take back whatever I said about Wander Off. Every time that card does anything good against me this set, I'm going to have to take back everything I've said about it, right? That's how that works. All right. I'm going to play the Embermare. My hope is to draw an untapped land and get to double spell with Unsubtle Mockery into Emil next turn, but we shall see. Maybe I should have just done the Unsubtle Mockery. All they've had so far is a Rehearsed Debater, but it's not like it has super synergies. All right, I'm going to chump this time. I don't think my 1/1 is super important to my game plan. Okay, I kind of like the whole double spelling idea. It does make Fractal Tender a lot worse. Maybe I should have just played the Fractal Tender. Oh, what's happening? Okay, I like this. Oh, you have some... What is it? There's no destroy target creature that was dealt damage, is there? Oh, it's Last Gasp. Okay, you can Last Gasp Emil instead of Last Gasping the Fractal Tender. No, wait, Last Gasp wouldn't even make sense. I don't know what I'm saying. Well, I'm going to shoot that guy. Last Gasp wouldn't even make sense because they could just do that before combat. So, or they would want to do that before combat to keep their guy alive. All right, then I'll play Emil. Then I'm going to go Fractal Tender into Zealous Lorecaster was an awesome draw. Yeah, Unsubtle Mockery was a good inclusion. That was an awesome draw because it can bring me back Applied Geometry, actually, which is nuts. I could also just make a 4/4 off of Emil. Okay, so you played the Ajani Singy instead of bringing back your Rehearsed guy. Well, I'm definitely not going to attack you with Emil. You could have target player discard something, so let's not run out our last land. I don't really want to discard Lorecaster here. Not at all. Not just not really, but not even the tiniest little bit ever. If they attack, I'm taking it. Both of my creatures are so valuable. But I don't necessarily... Okay, they're attacking, yeah. Makes sense. I'm about to make a bunch of tokens, so I can see it. All right, you get to bring this super dirtily card back. I don't know, it's dirtily and slow, but I guess it's good. I guess it's good. All right, I'll play a Zealous Lorecaster. Trigger on Increment. I get to bring back Applied Geometry, and life is good. I think it's better to do the Applied Geometry. I think it's better to bring back the Applied Geometry rather than the damage spell. Because having another creature just seems better. Especially a 6/6 on this board, but we'll see. Elite Interceptor, that's a very good one. Love that card. That's a very good one. Tapping the Lorecaster makes sense. You get a trigger. Then you get to give something +1. You get another trigger. I think no way should Emil be blocking, right? I'm going to make a Fractal Tender copy. Oh, ho, ho, they're playing my pick for the most overdrafted card of the format. Will it be enough to beat me here? Well, see, here's the thing. Here's why this card is bad. Because they just gave me a chump blocker. I'm just going to chump that. See? It gave me a free opportunity to chump block. All right, so let's go ahead and... Dang, I wish I could have copied my Fractal Tender, though. That would have been totally sweet. But I can apply geometry on the Lorecaster, bringing back Unsubtle Mockery. That's kind of cool. That's probably better than whatever else I was going to do. So let's go ahead and copy this. Bringing back applied geometry. Okay. Yes. Yes. Somehow it didn't even compute in my brain that that's what was going to happen. Okay. This is the unlimited splash way to play Magic, my friends. That is the unlimited splash way to play Magic. Applied geometry plus zealous Lorecaster. If I die, it was worth it. If they somehow kill me here, I died doing what I love. Okay, all right. All right. We'll see what they've got for me. It's going to be something good. All right, I can block with the Lorecaster. I have Lorecasters to spare. Okay. This is so good. No way. Somehow my brain just couldn't even recognize the amazingness of the fact that I would get to bring back the applied geometry and we can do it all again. No way. All right, why don't we attack before everyone gets bored of my shenanigans? This is too sweet. Okay, my opponent said I'm willing to go to 1 in pursuit of awesomeness. All right, and then I'll just make another one. This is so good. Behold the 6/6 army. All right, if I 3/3, it was worth it. These are important learnings, folks. These are important learnings. This is the unlimited splash way to play Magic cards. You've seen me aggro yesterday. You saw me aggro the day before. I was doing that because it was what my seat delivered up to me. Today, what my seat delivered up to me was applied geometry, your lore master, to loop your applied geometry and make 2 6/6 lore masters every turn. And still have the geometry in your hand at the end. Yes. Yes, this is what you come here for. This has unfortunately got to be another mulligan, right? My splash is definitely hurting me. I mean, technically with Terramorphic Expanse, you could say I don't need to mull, but it just seems so weak. It's so long before I have anything to do. Oh man, are you serious? I don't even have a first-year student? That's just unprecedented. Yeah, we're in some trouble now. The opponent is also having some kind of mana issue, so I guess that makes me feel better? I don't know. Yeah, no, that's an issue. I can Unsubtle Mockery on turn 3 at least. Okay, they're no longer having mana issues. I could just Wild Hypothesis for 4, but I think I'd rather play that after I play the Berta. Okay, now Unsubtle Mockery is looking pretty good. Draws 2, loses 2, and put 1 counter. Okay, all right. Improvisation Capstone. That's something to do someday in the future. I could kill their guy, but I don't think I want to. I don't think I need to. Like, I could kill their guy at instant speed to prevent them from triggering, and also if they have some, like, protection or bring it back trick, but how much do I care about the Poet? Probably not that much. When this creature or another creature you control enters, you gain 1. Yeah, okay. Well, at least I'm not an aggro deck. Otherwise, I might care about that more. All right, so I'm just going to attempt to shoot that, see what happens. They could have, there's like 1 in a black, it comes back, like all sorts of stuff here. So we'll see. We'll see if this resolves. Looks like it is not going to resolve. Oh, it did. Okay. All right. I don't really want a Terramorphic Expanse, no. So long as Hydro Channeler survives, I can actually play the Improvisation Capstone for 7 mana. I'll go ahead and play my other green source, play Berta, and let's just hold back. Now, I assume Berta is not long for this world, but I don't think I can hold and try to double spell with it. But they haven't had to play any removal yet, and they're green and black, so I assume Berta is not going to last. Oh, okay, all right. Berta is lasting. Berta is lasting. So I have a few options. I can play Tester of the Tangential, increment the Berta, and then make a 4/4. 4/4 sounds pretty good. So play this, increment Berta, and make a 4/4. The other option is just make a 5/5. I'd rather have the 1/1 and the 4. You'd rather have a 1/1 and a 4/4 than a 5/5, right? I mean, the other option is I could just make a 1/1, like play Wild Hypothesis for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Make a 5/5 and a 1/1. Is that better? No, I kind of want to save Wild Hypothesis for future incrementing purposes. So, okay, I'll play Tester, increment, generate a blue mana, I guess. And then I will activate my Berta for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And now we have some nice blockers here. I can't tap this for it, right? Yeah, no. All right, make a 4/4. All right, thank you, Berta. You've done a nice little service here. Yeah, Berta, it's a little awkward. I mean, it's obviously got an unbelievable power ceiling, but it does take a turn to start working. So I need one more land. No, I specifically need a mountain to play Improvisation Capstone next turn. Or to increment Berta somehow. I can get a red, but I would need to play something, so that doesn't make sense. I do get my mana back by moving a counter from the Tester onto Berta. That triggers her make a mana ability. Yeah, I can't play Improvisation Capstone off of this. So is it worth playing the Wild Hypothesis and then activating Berta, or would I rather just activate Berta? I feel like I kind of want to Surveil, double increment. Yeah, I want to Surveil because I really want to be able to play my Capstone here. So I can do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'll do this for 6. I can't attack, unfortunately, but hopefully we're nearing the days when I get to attack. Bonk, bonk. I'll make a green, I guess. Okay, I actually like the idea of that forest because that lets me play Improvisation Capstone next turn. And then I'll go ahead and make a 1/1. And I can't activate this. This is so complicated. My deck is doing awesome stuff, though, so I feel good about that. So 1, 2, so I'll have 7 mana, so I can just cast Improvisation Capstone. Yeah, okay, this is awesome. I feel like I'm going off. I don't know, they might have there's a board wipe or something. So that would be sad to me if they did that. But they haven't evinced the ability to do a bunch of removing things so far. All right. Playing a 4/6, that's not board wipe behavior. That's not what someone with a board wipe would probably do. So I'll go ahead and pay for this guy. And now let's see how good this is. I'm getting to play with Mythics. I mean, that's my goal for the early format, right? Getting to play with Mythics seems good. Okay, run behind. I may cast any number of spells from among them. I will bounce your Graphalon, I guess, or would I rather? This does not have Death Touch, so yeah, I'll bounce the Graphalon. And then I'll go ahead and play this guy. I don't get to cast the prepared spell, unfortunately. It's not from among the revealed cards. And then I think if I pass, then I don't get the mana because we would move to the combat step for this to trigger. So I think I have to activate this now or I lose the mana. Otherwise, I could move from the Tester onto Berta and do weird things where that generates a mana, but I don't think this is allowed. So I'm not allowed to pay X, and then I'll attack with this one. Unfortunately, I can only attack with one creature. I wish I were going a little bit faster here. But I do have a paradigmatic ability and 23 cards left in my deck. I was a little worried that this card would just deck me. Yeah, this is totally sweet. I'm liking my deck more now. It's growing on me after these last few games. It's feeling a little better than it was before. Still not sure that I'm going to make my way out of this one. I feel like I'm one board wipe away from destruction, but I mean, the paradigm spell really helps, right? Oh, mana value, hold on. I actually misread this card. Mana value 4 or greater. I was thinking it definitely takes two turns to pay you back, but it doesn't. You could just immediately exile a 7-drop and get to play that, in which case you're equal on mana. Obviously, that's not likely. Most likely... Wait, mana value 4 or greater. So why didn't it stop? Oh, I flipped the first here, and then I flipped the run behind. It only checks after the second one. Okay, that's also really worth knowing, right? That is... Okay, this is such an awesome set. I mean, everything about this set is so confusing. But that's just so awesome. Like... Okay, so no, I take back what I said about it. It's much better than I thought. I thought it would take 2 turns for you to get at least 7 mana out of it, or, 8 mana worth out of it. But actually, it's complicated math, right? because there's a probability that you flip a spell of mana value. You're actually definitely getting more than 4 out of it, right? Because you flip a card, either that card has 4 or more or it doesn't. If it has 4 or more, you stop. So if it's a 5, 6, or 7 drop, you've already gotten more than 4 out of the mana. If it doesn't have 4 or more, then you just got 1, 2, or 3 mana's worth plus whatever you flip next to put it over. So it's a very complicated combinatoric problem, actually. Oh, that's cool. Okay, I've rambled about this long enough. Not sure everyone cares about this, but maybe I'll try to do a pencil and paper solution. To basically, the question is, what's the expected mana value that you'll get on turn 1 off of that spell? And then bonus problem, what's the expected mana value that you'll get on turn 2? If you do solve that problem, I'll give you a fancy role in the Discord. You can be combinatorics expert. That can be your role in the Discord, and you'll appear on a separate list from everyone else. You'll be in the combinatorics expert list. All right, that's your homework, people. I'll also take a crack at it. So, but that means that paradigm spell is much better than whatever I said at the beginning of the draft. See, this is why you play with the mythics too. You want to learn that right now and not when you're playing someone in the arena direct, right? This is why you try to take the mythics early and play with them, because a lot of them are just confusing pieces of cardboard. All right, go ahead and just ramp. I like this hand, kind of. It's fine, I guess. My opponent is definitely trying to beat me down, which definitely scares me. The Elite Interceptor is a good one, and I actually don't have pretty much any creatures. Maybe I don't like this hand, come to think of it. Maybe I actually just don't like this hand. Oh, what? Untap your guy? Okay, I don't hate that. So they're not super trying to beat me down, at least. They said I shall not take 1 damage off of a studious first year. A little bit of a waste of a studious first year to have basically nothing to do turn 3, but okay. Now I get to play Unsubtle Mockery. Oh, rats. But at least the Lorecaster can bring back the Unsubtle Mockery. Oh, it's just Mardu. It's just Mardu. That hasn't been an aggro color shard since the other set that's available right now. Dragonstorm Tarkir, available on Quick Draft. All right, it's so awkward that I have like nothing to do, but at least next turn I can Unsubtle Mockery, and if I draw a land, I can Lorecaster. Yeah, okay, goodbye to that guy. Definitely not. Would love to get a land. Oh, actually, I would like a Sloth as well. That seems like a good one. I want a land, but I think I just will take a Sloth. Yeah, that seems good. All right, in with both, and yeah, let's just go for the Sloth. As much as I want the land. Well, is this good? Or would I yeah, I just play your stuff. And then I'll find a land next turn, hopefully. We'll see. Maybe. A 5/5 flying haste mythic elder dragon. Yeah, that's not what you want to see. Okay. Each instant and sorcery card in your hand has Miracle 2, which means you may reveal a card with Miracle as it's drawn if it's the first card you drew this turn. When you do, you may cast it for 2. At the beginning of each opponent's upkeep, you can pilfer. Okay, that's a rather good card. It doesn't have lifelink though, does it? Okay. So they decided to get aggro with it. I guess that makes sense. They're definitely in the driver's seat now. I guess I have a run behind. That's like my main option for catching up with them at this point. But I'll attack with everything and I'll grab Unsubtle Mockery, put that into my hand. And I'm just trying to put stats on the board, I guess. Yeah, that's a little rough for me. Well, we'll see. It does not have first strike, at least. A +1/+1 counter on this guy. Okay. And exile a card from a graveyard, sure. Okay, I already got this thing back. Nice. I'm glad that happened. I'm glad that I played my Lorecaster first. That's aggressive. Before you pilfer, let's get rid of this. Okay. Yeah, we got there against the Elder Dragon. Very nice. Cool, cool, cool. All right. They didn't beat me down as much as I was worried they would. I think I overestimated my starting hand, but then I didn't get punished the way that I was concerned, because they turned out to be a 3-color deck, not like super white-based aggro. All right, so we're 5-2. Pretty nice after the rough start that we had. I'm definitely not complaining. Making a gem profit, and I got to make 1,000,000 6/6s and have a lot of fun. So My main takeaway, if you're wondering like how do I do this and how do I do it better than whatever I just did, is I need more interaction in this deck, and I kind of fell down on the green based stats. I would say if you can pack a little bit more power in by even maybe splashing into a fourth color, that feels like it would be very doable with my mana base, number one. Number two, I feel light on interaction, like that Elder Dragon. Maybe if they played a little bit more cautiously, I'm not sure I could have gotten around it, to be quite honest with you. I guess I could have killed it by bombarding it, hitting it with the 4 damage spell after it blocked something, because it doesn't have first strike. That was like my main backup plan. And then what else? More stats, more green based stats, like more of those sloths. If I could be playing 4 sloths to go with my 4 rampant growths, I would be thrilled. That's the kind of a deck that I'm trying to angle for in this format. So we'll see. Okay. Studious First Year. I love any hand with Studious First Year. I will say there's not that much happening after that, but you know what? We're going to keep and we're going to figure it out. I have every land possible. Yeah, maybe we'll just draw an Applied Geometry. Why the heck not? Now, can I get the Lore Master to go with my Applied Geometry? That would be fun. That would be fun. All right, I'll go ahead and Rampant Growth. It's usually a good idea to do this while you have priority before attacking. Now, I do have a red. I have both red, actually, that I need to cast my Paradigm spell. So let's go for a green. Probably a green. No, probably a blue, actually. That seems like... No, probably a green. Green seems to be the choke point for me, like, over and over again. All right, and then next turn, I'm going to apply Geometry and make another Studious First Year, I guess. It's always nice when you can apply Geometry something that has a cool Enters ability, but I think just getting a 6/6 on turn 4 and demanding that the opponent figure out an answer to it seems strong as well. So let's go ahead and do that. And honestly, I wouldn't hate Rampant Growthing again. Like it does actually have an Enters ability. Not the most powerful one you've ever seen, but they could have Wander Off. Am I just going to get beat by that card every time forever? Okay, I can just get rid of my Terramorphic Expanse, I think. Maybe I should have kept that one because I have one Surveillant. This Surveillant is better because Surveilling is good. Oh, I love this card, Zimon's Experiment. It seems slow, but really powerful. Anyways, Surveilling is good, but I have 2 Surveil lands, so probably the mana thinning would actually be better than the second Surveil ability. We'll see. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and Rampant Growth off of my 6/6, and I will get another island now, I guess. Maybe actually another forest now. Play the blue-red. I guess I'll play... Yeah, I'd better play this because I really want an untapped land next turn. And then I think I will attack. I feel like I'm the beatdown. I guess I should have attacked with the student. No, I'll block with Studious First Year if they attack. I don't really want them to just get free HP off of their little pest. Such a pesty creature. Well, okay, I'm going to end up discarding my island anyways off of the Transcendent Archaic, probably. So 3, 4, 5, 6. So yeah. So this thing makes a pest every turn. Okay, I may actually want to line up a double block where I get to hit them with Run Behind out of nowhere. Maybe that's better. Okay, snap blocking that. Kind of want to shut this activity down, and my 6/6 is just going to be attacking every turn. So yeah, you can play 4. I would like to bounce this guy. Okay. Whoa, now. Enters with 2 +1/+1 counters. I don't love that. All right. I'll go ahead and play another 6/6, I guess. I do have 2 cards to discard, so 1, 2, 3. I'll discard Paradox Gardens and Studious First Year, probably. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So next turn I can go Tester into Fractal Tender. Yeah, that seems right. That seems right. Do I want to attack? Well, then I should have done it before combat. I'm gonna go with no. I should have done this before combat, but I'm actually going to go with yes, because they can't even double block. It's just a 1-for-1 trade of this guy for the Old Growth Educator. Yeah, I'm happy that I did that. I should have done it before combat, though, clearly. All right, 5, 6, 7 mana. So I can play Tester, Fractal Tender, and get a 3/3. Feels pretty good. Does feel like I'm in the driver's seat, but we'll see. They have access to so much mana. I'm scared. Okay, what's happening? Oh, this is scary. They must have +1. I'm going to play around +1 and it comes back. This is 14 damage. I'm going to play around +1 and it comes back. They could have a Last Gasp, but then I can't really play around that. Yeah, that's fine. I can't play around that, so. All right, well, I'm about to play a bunch of blockers. Oh, Improvisation Capstone. I don't think I get to cast that right now. So what happens if I play Tester of the Tangential into Fractal Tender? The other thing I could do, I guess, is Studious First Year, Tester of the Tangential. Yeah. Dang, am I just losing now? Could be. Wait, Tester of the Tangential, Fractal Tender, but I can't actually move the counter onto the Fractal Tender. Oh, that's too bad. Do I just play the Improvisation Capstone and hope to get lucky? I don't think so. What if I go with Studious First Year into Tester, then I have a run behind, and I'm doing a bunch of chump blocking next turn? Dang, this got... Yeah, maybe I shouldn't have thrown away all those lands. Well, they were all tap lands, though. What do I do, folks? Do I just roll the Improvisation Capstone? I'm going to do it if I can't find something better. So, play the Fractal Tender. Dang, I guess I shouldn't have attacked with this guy last turn. I didn't really see how much damage they could do by the fact that this thing buffs everything. I didn't see how much damage that would add up to. So I think maybe I want the most creatures possible. Play this into Tester, chump block 2 places. I'm actually dead if I do that. You know what? I'm actually dead if I do that, right? I'm straight up dead. I have to block the 6/6, block, and their creatures get 2+1/+Os. Dang, I was too aggressive. I'm always accusing everyone else of being too aggressive. I was too aggressive. I can't even put 3 bodies on the board. I can go body, block, and bounce something. That's how to do it. That's how to do it. Body, double chump block, and bounce something. That's the only way, I think. Double block and bounce something. It doesn't put me any farther ahead, but maybe I can get some value off of killing something with my 6/6. Something like that. I cannot bounce the striker either. Oh, that's too bad. I have to get rid of Fractal Tender because I really want to play the Improvisation Capstone. Let's be honest. That's my main motivation here. Social Snub. And they can sacrifice their summoning sick guy, so I think I just die now. All right, well, let's ask them to make the correct attacks. Yeah, I straight up die. They just attack me with everything. Dang, I was too aggressive. I'm usually not too aggressive, but in this situation I was. I should have slammed down the Improvisation Capstone, but technically that should have kept me alive. It's just that they had make me sacrifice both of my chump blockers. Too bad. Sad way for the run to end because our deck was really proving itself. Feels like it ended through a misplay of me just not really paying attention to the amount of damage that they were capable of doing on the crackback. And maybe I was a little bit too greedy in discarding all of my tap lands. I mean, drawing all 3 tap lands was a little rough there. Because I could have just played more cards out of my hand. I guess I could have played the Improvisation Capstone, but it's like, what would I have gotten out of that? It would have been fun, but what would I have gotten? Unsubtle Mockery wouldn't have done much. Basically, none of the cards in my deck would have mattered. I guess Matter Bending Mage would have been a good pull out of that, but not that much else. So, okay. Too bad that I chose to attack a little bit too aggressively, but it happens. And you know what? Our deck performed so nicely. Getting to do Applied Geometry on the Zealous Lorecaster was awesome. I did not feel very good about this deck at the end of the draft. My main takeaway is I could have gone even further with the splash. Improvisation Capstone is way better than I thought. Should have gotten more stats, especially more good 4-drops every time I saw the Sloth. And then obviously my bombs, Applied Geometry and Berta, all of these 4-drops, even the Embermare and the Fractal Tender. I was very happy with them. Embermare is pretty awesome, it turns out. Zaphi was about as awkward as I expected it to be. I don't think this is a very good card. But yeah, putting in the Unsubtle Mockery, just having more interaction, that was really crucial. So, all right, yeah, super fun draft. I'm definitely going to try to get a lot better at drafting Teamer, but very happy to see, net wins, several net wins there, and making my gems back and then some. So definitely feel like I'm making progress in the format and getting to understand things better. And I hope you are too. All right, until tomorrow, have tons of fun playing Magic, everyone, and don't be afraid to splash.